Hi everybody, this is Rhonda 9. This is directed towards my friends who are atheists, agnostics, or other. In my previous workplace, and I worked there for a few years, there were quite a few people. I worked in a call center, and there were quite a few people who had very strong religious beliefs, Christian beliefs. And in the beginning, they used to send me, just bombard me with Christian emails all the time. And I would come into work and go through my emails, and I would delete the emails. This went on for a long time, and then I decided that I was just going to send them, a nice email back, asking them not to send me any religious emails. And then eventually I just told them outright, when I kept getting these emails, that I wasn't Christian, and that I would prefer that I did not receive any religious emails. Eventually the word got around, and people stopped bombarding me with these really weird Christian emails, big pictures of bloody Jesuses and things like that, Pascal's wagers, and just the typical weird Christian emails. It just seemed like a very unprofessional thing for the employer to allow those people to do. So eventually I went to my manager, and I told my manager, the head manager, and I told him that I was getting tired of receiving emails, because there were still a few coming through, and he told me that I should just delete them. He wasn't going to address it. I think that's in remembering back. But anyway, there were other instances where people were always saying, "Have a blessed day," on the phone to the customers. "Have a blessed day," and they would be openly talking about how God created the earth, or they'd have conversations about Jesus and the Lord, and there were a few people there who had open Bible right on their desk. Like, I guess they felt that was an expression of religious freedom. But when I made it clear that I wasn't a Christian sometimes with people, I found that I was treated not necessarily in an abusive manner at all, because we did all get along, but I could feel a difference in the way that people related to me, and I knew that they could never quite understand why I felt the way I did. And sometimes with a couple people there, I had actually gotten into conversation and explained some things about the Bible and things that I knew, things to inform them, but of course to no avail. That didn't make any difference at all. So often, living in the South, you can talk to people, and it's deaf ears. They get that glazed over look in their eyes, and they look at you as if you're an alien if you're trying to talk to them about things, why you don't believe, why you left Christianity, why the errors and the contradictions in the Bible, things that you know about, the lack of historicity involved in Jesus, and the early church fathers, and different things that happened, and how Christianity was really formed. If you want to talk to them about these things, they get that glazed over look in their eyes, and you know that it's not worth it. They're not listening. And then sometimes you'll get a comment, like I got a recent comment, "Well, I don't think you're a lunatic or anything like that, but, you're entitled to your opinions." And I'm thinking, you see, the minute that you discuss with people, when they start talking about their religion, and you start to discuss, and maybe try to have some dialogue with them because you differ in opinion, words lunatic and things like this come out when they're the ones who are really believing in things they can't prove exist. So, recently I changed my job. I wanted to change, not because of that, but because so much has been going on, that I felt I needed, maybe a break, maybe a change in my life. And sometimes you just feel like that, like you need a change. And I have run into the same thing no matter where I go. I know I'm going to run into, especially living in the South, it's just so open and blatant that people profess their Christianity, and everything is, the the Christian, little colloquialisms, and praise the Lord, and have a blessed day, or I'm righteous, or you hear all these things around you, all the time. At some point, you feel very alienated, and at work you're not supposed to be discussing things anyway. You're supposed to be working, but you still do find that the religious people talk about it all the time in the workplace. And if eventually you're addressed, you have a right to just have like a normal dialogue with a person and say, no, I'm sorry, but I just don't agree with that. And so you know that that's going to create a problem for you in the workplace, even in the most innocent kind of conversations, saying, I don't agree with you, I'm not a Christian, I don't believe in all that. You know that they're going to have an attitude problem with you because, being, in my case, atheist, and I have no problem with that word. I'll tell people I'm an atheist. That is what I am. And I don't see any problem with that. It's not a dirty word. It just simply means lack of belief. To most people that, I guess, who are, devoutly Christian or whatever, and that's not acceptable. A prophecy tells them there'll be people like us who are coming against them, the Antichrist or whatever. All of these weird things that they're taught in church. Because I know, I grew up with that and heard it too. And it's just such a crock. It's just horrible. And I know when I probably will be looking for a different job soon. I'm looking for a more suitable employment. That's always in the back of my mind, is I'll probably be sitting next to somebody or near someone, and they'll be doing the praise Jesus thing, and I'll have to contend with that every day. And, if you do even just politely say, please excuse me, but I don't agree. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of employers who will not back up a person like me because they probably feel the same way. I'm just saying that you can tell that they discriminate if you're not Christian. And they can't help themselves because they're conditioned that if you're not a Christian, then you must be a flawed person. There's something wrong with the way that you think. So I think I'm putting this out to see if there's anybody out there who has experienced anything like this, or if they feel the same stress of living, worrying about their workplace and their environment. And why should it be a problem if these Christians are open and blatant, which they always are because they feel that it's an accepted behavior? Why is it not okay for you to just have a dialogue with them when they do bring it up and just say, no, I don't? And why do people like myself have to feel that is going to bring on maybe some future problems as far as relationships with co-workers? So that's all this video is about. Anyway, thank you for listening. Rhonda 9 signing out.